For more content like this, log on to GibboPresents.com.
It's Gibbo, and right now I'm joined by Jimmy Spliff from King Shine, who on Saturday night went up against Kosmik Movements at the 3rd annual New Jersey Cup Clash. Jimmy, how are you?
Yeah, man, I'm good, you know. Feeling good after the performance.
The main talking point coming out of the clash was your decision to not take part in the Tune for Tune. Can you explain this decision and why you felt it wasn't needed?
Well, the way all the dances set, there were going to be 3 rounds, and then if necessary, tune for tune. So the way I was dominating the rounds, period. My 3rd round, I decided that I would cruise in my 3rd round, and then halfway through the round, I would step it up. And at the end of the round, if I finished strong, I knew that was the last round of music playing, and I had dominated the night. So I figure if I asked the crowd for if they deserve to continue to play, I'll get 1 for 1, then they would get it. The crowd said no. I said, do you want me to keep playing music? They said, keep playing music. So I played the Chronics. No, as a matter of fact, before I played the Chronics, they turned on their sound. And he made a comment about, all who said King Shine I lead. He said that, put up your hands. And they put up their hands. When they put up their hands, I played the Chronics, and the place just tore down. And then I was like, I'm done. What's more for me to do? Because in my eyes, I dominated the entire night, and my 3rd round was awesome also. But I wasn't gonna stop them from playing. I was gonna play, but they kept trying to play. The crowd wanted the lock off, and I said, you know what? They asked for the lock off. I'm gonna keep playing. They decided they didn't want to lock off. I can't go over there and physically, touch their sound or touch them to make them stop, but they wouldn't stop, so they kept playing. I had decided that I felt like it was a lock off. I hadn't left yet, but I hadn't left. I was still there. While they were playing, they got some forwards here and there. I'm not gonna say they didn't get some forwards. They were spotty, and then they didn't even play the amount of time they were supposed to play. He was trying to stop his round short. So by him trying to stop his round short and then saying, okay, tune for tune now, I decided no. I wasn't giving him no tune for tune. If he would have finished his whole round, played his entire round, and then did the vote, and then the crowd said tune for tune, because Gibbo, the 3rd round was never voted. I was with the intentions of not doing votes, not having the host come in after every round, because it's a 1 versus 1. The clash was advertised as old school style, so I didn't understand why they started putting the host in. If you listen to the audio that's out, you can even hear me saying, host move, host move. They enforce the host. So if they enforce the host now, and the host is doing the votes, the 3rd round was never voted. Kosmik bullied and said, I won the round, I won the round. They never voted the 3rd round. It was never voted. So even if it was this, I decided I wasn't gonna play back or whatever, they still never voted the 3rd round. It was just Kosmik on the mic saying 3rd round, 3rd round, 3rd. So by then, with all the anarchy, I decided I'm done. I did my job. That 3rd round might have been, even if people thought, okay, they edged you in the 3rd round, even if they edged me a little bit, we played 90 minutes of music, 3 30-minute rounds. They had 15 minutes of good music out of 90. They deserve tune for tune. On what planet? No other sound would have gave them tune for tune. That's just my honest opinion. So I felt like no tune for tune was needed. And even after I asked about the lock off, a big portion of people left. I'm not gonna say everybody left. Just like all of these other dances that you hear about keeping New York, when people leave and people agree with it, not everybody leaves. But a big portion of the dance left, because I saw them in the hallway leaving saying, Jimmy, good job, Jimmy, good job. So once I saw that portion of crowd left, what Kosmik was doing on the inside was irrelevant to me, because a lot of the fans had already left. They were going home. Because I was even in the dance still reading on it. People left already, posting on the internet, wow, look, I can't believe Jimmy just killed. So in my mind, it was done. It was done. I had no reason to. Don't get me wrong. I understand why Kosmik was crying for tune because they want a chance to try to still win the dance. But why would I? They didn't deserve it. It just wasn't deserving. Most of the people in the crowd that came to me said they didn't deserve it. Now, I know how it works. After a while, people are there. They don't want to go home. They just want to hear music. I had hours and hours worth of dub plate. I could have juggled for them. But I wasn't going to play to give Kosmik a chance to say they win just because in the name of the sport. Oh, let's just do it. People say, oh, you should just do it. But they don't think about how hard I just worked to earn what I got. They didn't do anything. They didn't deserve it. And the audio and video will prove it, that they didn't deserve it.
When the event's promoter, Lady Anya, got on the microphone and asked you to take part in the Tune for Tune, were you still in the venue? And if you were, did you consider returning?
Well, by then, I wasn't going to do Tune for Tune by then, because what happened was they let they tried to treat the dance like 2-in-1. They wanted to be old school, free for all, and then rules at the same time. But you can't have both, because even after all of that, nobody even thought to themselves, wow, we didn't even vote the third round. They were so enforced on trying to force Tune for Tune that nobody realized they didn't even vote the third round. The third round was never voted. After Sparks played 2 or 3 songs in the beginning of his third round that got some so-so forwards, he said, I won the round already. So the mental psychology was already into play. He was already trying to get into people's mind, oh, we need Tune for Tune, which I wasn't giving it to him just because he wanted it. That's not how it was going to work. Now, eventually, was there people left? I was like, yeah, Tune for Tune. The people that still were there, that didn't want to go home. But the dance was done, it was spoken for. It's just, in my opinion, and a lot of opinion of the people in there, the dance was spoken for.
You're known to be one of the most talented MCs in the Clash scene. Did you see your abilities on the microphone as the key to success for you on Saturday night?
Yeah, I felt like going into the Clash that as far as sound system, I mean, everybody think, because we both played on our own sound system, every sound thinks their sound is the best. So I figure as long as their sound was up to quality and ours was up to the quality, that was going to be a 50-50 vote either way. And I knew that musically, they cannot play anything that I cannot play as far as category, and I could barely play anything that they cannot play. So I knew the only thing that could separate us was going to be the talent as far as selection and MCing. I mean, I'm not trying to sound boasty or nothing like that, but I didn't think for 1 second that Sparks was in my class as far as MCing, like be able to control a crowd, charisma, jokes, and those things. So I knew I would have them on that. And I felt like they would have to be on their best selection game to match my selection, because my style is kind of different from everybody else. I do a lot of talking sometimes. Sometimes I do a lot of music. Sometimes I might juggle a rhythm. Sometimes I might one-drop a rhythm. So it's very unpredictable. And it's all freestyle. I don't practice it. I just go off of the energy. Kosmik kind of is the same Kosmik. Like if you listen to 5 audios, it's pretty much the same audio. It's just depending on how that crowd responded to that same set. I kind of adjust to what's going on that specific night, and I didn't see them adjust. They never adjusted at all. They just kind of went in and played the same. They kind of did what I thought they would do. Pretty much did exactly what I thought they would do.
Given the somewhat controversial ending, would a rematch with Kosmik interest you, perhaps in New York?
Yeah, I don't mind rematching them. But I mean, if I wouldn't put it on. If somebody willing to pay me to rematch Kosmik, that's no problem. I have no problem rematching them. I mean, that's what it's about. I have no problem rematching them, and I have no problem to say with pride that I killed them. I don't. Gibbo, to be honest, the only thing that's making this anything of near a controversy is because there was a trophy. All of the dances that keep where the crowd pretty much decide and the sound decide, look, you're dead, I have nothing else to prove. There's no trophy involved. So when that sound decided to leave, there was no leg for that other sound to stand up on. The only problem I had with Kosmik was they took the trophy and took pictures and posted it. So now you're trying to spread this propaganda that you won a dance. Like, you didn't win. You know within yourself you didn't win. they know within themselves they did not win a dance. I don't want to hear about no technicality. No, they didn't win. They got destroyed. It wasn't close. It wasn't near. I'll be honest, it just wasn't close. Like I sat back and when you perform the night of, you don't really know. I came home. I listened to the audio a few times, and I'm being fair to myself as a fan. It wasn't close. It wasn't close, and so to see them to put up pictures and say, "Oh, it was tough, but we fought it out at the end." That's kind of spreading a lie. You didn't fight anything out at the end. You lost. They lost, and I would respect if they just say, "You know what? Tonight wasn't our night. He got us." But I understand also on the PR aspect, they don't want to make it look a certain way. Because I honestly feel like if I was one of the bigger name selectors, one of the bigger name sounds already known already. I don't even think it would be an argument. People would just be like, yeah, Jaro won that, or Adiz won that, or one of the bigger names and giants in the business. It wouldn't even be an argument. I think it's more of an argument because of my name is not as big as those sounds. I think it's when the audio and video is clear that I dominated the dance.
After having had some time to think about things and listening to the audio, do you regret your decision to cruise for the first part of the third round?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because what the main thing that you have to remember is the lasting impression. So if I would have come out and came out and bust around big, bust around break and boiled down, to me that would have felt like opening more of a gate. My last song that I played, The Chronics, was one of the biggest forwards of the night. It was one of the biggest forwards of the night. And to me, it kind of sealed the deal, And honestly, if I just really honestly felt like they were dead. It was just nothing that, to give them 1 for 1 right there, play tune for tune, and say for instance we play tune for tune, and then they in best of 10 or whatever they were gonna do, and they win that. Did they win the dance? Did they? No, I won the dance. I just feel like I won the dance, and that's just it is what it is. It's been happening over the last 4 or 5 years the same way. I mean, some people gonna have a problem with it, some people not, just like those other dances, but I won the dance. I just really felt from the beginning. People who know me, they can tell you I never cared about the trophy. I told the promoter that from the beginning. I don't care about a trophy, because the only thing a trophy does is cause controversy. So I understand why promoters like to put trophies in. It just caused controversy, though. I could care less about a trophy. The people is who I worry about. The people said I won. That's who I'm working with.
Jimmy, thanks a lot for your time.
All right, Gibbo. Give thanks.
Gibbo presents